Okay, welcome back to the X8 walkthrough. We're up to, I believe this is Maverick 5, Burn Rooster. This stage honestly doesn't really need very much of a walkthrough because it's one ridiculously long auto-scroller. We're doing it 5th because that makes Vile appear. This is the third longest sort of mid stage thing, so you can have Vile deal with it. 0 just spin flied up to the left. The very first platform in this stage can snag you if you do it right away. This doesn't work in the other shafts. Platforms kind of come out too far to the side. But here, through probably not expecting you to be able to do this, you can do this. And you just stay up there. Your cue to come down is there's some lasers that come across the screen. Those lasers will hit you, actually. Their cue is not even the laser. Your cue is the last set of platforms appearing. I mean, there's nothing to this. Just stay up there. If you have the glaive out, you can actually see it. It's kind of funny, but yeah, there's nothing to this. Smoke them if you got them. Don't smoke. So there's the 2 lasers. Those lasers will hit you if for some reason you only have 4 hit points left. So that is your cue to come down. The screen's kind of stuck there, but whatever. This screen, you're looking for something roughly in this spot, and you just fly up. You get caught on the ceiling, and 0 is a buzzsaw. I think you actually have to kill all 16 enemies that come out of here. Obviously, you saw 0 did get hit, so it's just a little something. This stage is actually the only stage I would say you have to worry about your health in. So make sure you do get that. So that brings you into the spike room. I'm trying to think. This is probably the second worst room in the game. Mostly because of spikes. So let's get to it. There's a lot of just back and forth winding through pipes. It's actually reminiscent of Burn Heatnix's stage. So there was a little up and over there, not much to it. So here's the first drop. Shoutouts to something you're supposed to glide through with Axel, by the way. There's sort of a back and forth spikeless wall pattern here. But really, once you kind of get used to the game, you want to drop down, and when you see your opening, dash to the right. So you kind of saw, right? There were no spikes here. There's a spot up here where there were no spikes. You're kind of using that. You're using the bottom of the platform here sort of as your cue to get out from here. Because there's a platform, and down here there are more spikes. So don't fall on the spikes. This is probably the most common place for you to lose your first prickle guard. I suppose you could spin fly up here. My only reason for not doing that would basically be to make sure you didn't hit the spikes by accidentally holding left or right too far. But yeah, you just get through there. I think you can fall all the way down this one. You do want to slash there. You saw this slash happen. There was an enemy here. I think there's also an enemy here. This is the set of 2 drops that don't have spikes but do have enemies. So do that. Mind those spikes. Really, all you're doing with the previous screens is making sure you're slashing those guys as you're falling and using the glaive's ridiculous reach to kill them before you get there. I forget where the spikes are after this off the top of my head. Let's just move the video ahead a little bit. Yep, they are immediately below, so you can't just jump down. Given you're probably going to air dash over these, and you can't air dash twice, you'd probably want to like tag this wall, fall, and then dash that way. I mean, this is kind of a get through it movement pattern here. This guy, I think it takes 4 hits to take out. You are seeing a floor slash there. There's a secret there if you have Zero's hammer. And you start just going down here. This is another sort of, you could try and navigate this fall, or you could, you know, take it the slow safe way like I'm doing here. Stopping here on the wall. Again, there's spikes on the bottom. This swipe actually handled this spine. From here, you're going to kind of, whether fall and dash over here, you're basically going to get over to this platform. You're going to jump and slash at this guy up on the top and get over it. Once you're there, there's another shaft here. You can fall straight down this shaft, and then you go to the left, and that's where you find Vile. That jump, by the way, actually is pretty annoying. Yeah, hooray for actually seeing it right. You want to jump and basically right up against the ceiling. You're dashing to the right to get over that spike wall. I'm going to play back this entire room at speed, because this room, like I said, it's one of those rooms that passes for being somewhat technical. Combos! Combos actually serve to make enemies drop more medals. If you're wondering if they are important at all. I don't think they do anything else. Alright, so get over this. Get down to the first spike drop. I'm basically not dashing to make sure I have the dash for the bottom. That's really the only reason to walk down there. Watch these spikes. Kill this guy. Be careful here. You can drop down a little faster as much as your bravery. You see on the second one I actually did go for something. Here, just remember you can't double jump and dash. This guy, I will point out, I mentioned that hole earlier that you're supposed to glide through with Axel. That's the guy you need to use your copy shot on to do it. And then you get to climb all the way back through. Or, you know, suicide and lose a life. So that you respawn at the top. Again, this is the same Vile fight as last time. The trick is it's a much smaller room. It's a slightly different attack pattern from Vile, but it's basically the same. So I did mention that this is the one stage in the game you really want to watch your health total. We haven't really talked about the fact that when you tag out, the character that tagged out slowly regains health that's in the red. If you ever actually pick up a health drop with the other character, I think... No, every hit on an enemy also speeds that up. So, after that Vile fight, just to conserve health, you can switch to X. I also don't know, like, what the Zelda 1 sort of drop rules and drop families are in this game. But I have always pretty consistently gotten a health drop during this fall. So, it's not all the time, but it's very common, and there it was. So it's one of those things where, unless you're using X extensively in the stage, you probably are looking for a way to get Zero some health back. Otherwise, there's not much to this section here. It's exactly as it is. It's an auto-scroller. Just get through it. You saw, again, I kind of mentioned in one of the earlier videos in this talk-through, that you can dash off a ledge and then still air dash, unlike a lot of other X games. There you just saw it again. So I do that a few times. There's no trick to it. You can just do it. This drop, I paused here. You're supposed to go down, and there's a platform here that you land on, and it takes you down to the boss room. According to Satoryu, it is possible to land on that platform and have the screen not scroll down far enough, despite the fact you landed on the platform that takes away control of your character. It takes you through the kill plane on the bottom of the screen, and you die. I've never seen it myself, but I do want to throw it in there, just in case it does happen to someone. Don't be completely overzealous about landing on that platform. Burn Rooster is actually the scariest fight in the game. Shadow Mantis is kind of scary, but then you get health at the end of the game and it's fine. This fight just sucks. So again, make sure you don't use the sword spin to give him more iframes and hit him with these slashes. When you first see him turn blue, just keep slashing. You want him to get into the background. That's his sort of main animation, and then he makes the floor move. So this is a little bit of superstition, but it's also a little bit of truth. Once he takes off, I'm pretty sure he always comes down to wherever you're standing at the time. I like to get him on either spot 2 or 4, as it would be. When he lands, the floor the floor stops going up and down, and he usually sends fire along the floor. First thing he does. So let's see how this worked out. So there's 2 ways your fight can go from here. You could have flat ground, and he sends fire all the way across. And if that happens, things start getting a little messy fast. You still want to hit him with pairs of slashes as much as you can, but with this fire on the floor, that becomes kind of painful. He will continue to kind of float around the top, and you're just going to keep kind of basically trying to survive and hit him. When that happens, I mean, hit him if you can. That's a good time to kind of start breaking out backup strats, hitting him with the sword spin, and eating the fact that there's going to be iframes. And Burn Rooster has some other way of avoiding damage I never really figured out. So just kind of be careful with him. His weakness is ice, which you don't have, so you don't have that option in this fight. Here, though, I spent a lot of time talking about what he can do in this phase, because here, he's going to send this fire along the ground, and then it's going to hit this vertical wall and stop. So that's going to be the entire phase of the fight. You just kill him. And you can see he's kind of doing this jump around. He's trying to do stuff, but you get rid of him too fast. His desperation maneuver here is to basically make the arena smaller. That's not insta-kill fire, it's just fire. So here, one of 2 things can happen. You can get this where the floor moves up as 1, or you could kind of get these pillars go up and he stays in the middle. Either way, with the glaive, you can land these first 2 hits very easily. And I believe I end this fight with a sword spin, because again, once you're down to the point of the fight where he's dead, there's no point in worrying about what his iframes are going to look like. And that's that. Like a good chicken, he gets up with his head cut off and exploded. And that's Burn Rooster. Except in this stage, there's an escape. So this is probably the number 1 reason to keep Zero alive through the stage. Obviously, X and Zero and Axel can do this because you have to be able to clear this without a double jump. But having a double jump just makes this so free. This, along with every other auto-scroller in the stage, is the same pattern every time. So you're not really kind of worried, so to speak, about finding the platforms once you know them. There is one sort of break in this entire thing where Zero's double jump can kind of get through. That with X and Axel, you might have more trouble. It's not there, but it looks kind of like that. So basically, Zero, you could probably even go up to here and get up there with a double jump. You saw me here, get up here, and then double jump. X and Axel, you get up here, you air dash over here. I just want to call this section out. This is really the only thing you're looking for during the escape. The one other thing is you can get up on top of the last platform early. I think you can even get up there before the metal spawns to end the stage. And you can get up there a little early. As soon as you tag it, the stage is over. Yay. And that's Burn Rooster stage. It's just a lot of auto scrollers. It's really long, and it's kind of hard, but it's not that hard. Especially if you still have your life bottle safeties, you're fine. I need to actually like eat a quick snack during all this.